So good evening guys, welcome to OTL round 13 Spain. We're joined as always with Jensen, who will quickly get us through a hot lap of the session. So Spain, a track I think just about every driver in the calendar knows very well. We obviously know pre-season testing takes place here every year because it's a track that offers a bit of everything. Straight line speed, high speed and low speed corners. Oh, and I will just mute that just so I can see chat. The last thing people want to do is hear my chat at the same time. So, I will retire. Jensen is on the hot lap this evening. We'll get Jensen through his hot lap, and then we will get into the session and get a run through of the latest points. So evening all. Before we get going, please drop a like on the video if you are so kind, as Jensen gets out on his out lap to get the tyres into the zone to get a fast lap done. So let me just adjust audio. I'm way too loud, so I'm always like this. The cars are very loud in this game and utterly imbalance the chat audio. Good evening, Pepper. Evening. If you're looking forward to what is usually Spain offers a really enjoyable race. A lot of side-by-side action, a lot of close battles. And I heard from a little birdie earlier that we may just have a competitor for Glock. We know Bossman, we've seen Bossman take the fight to Glock last Monday. It's a 50-50 chance he's here this evening. But we do have a birdie telling us that we have a genuine driver joining that can take the fight to Brock. Hoping for some points. Yes, Pepper, I think you show potential to do some really strong results. Unfortunately, just sometimes things unravel. Evening, Jordan. So, Jensen squeezed on the power, third gear through the second to last corner, the last DRS open. It's pretty much focus now purely on your braking zone for turn 1. You see Jensen drift over, he'll take a lot of the curb to open up the entry as much as he dares. Runs the curbs both nicely, easy on the power, flat all the way through up to the end of sector 1. Squeeze the power, squeeze the brake, sorry, just at the bridge. He's maybe went a little wider, but you can be close to the apex or just off the apex so you don't really lose much time. Down to third for that corner, quick shift to fourth to pick up the power, down to probably one of the trickiest corners on the circuit. Rear always trying to step away from you. This should be an easy flat corner. A little hesitant, I think. First lap in the run, I think if that was Jensen's third run of the day, that would have been easy flat. Opens up the car nice, picks up throttle. Tricky traction zone there, got to be easy on entry to this little section as we go deep into the heart of sector 3. It is the twistiest section on the circuit. Very easy to invalidate laps as well. He's very good through the last chicane to the line to put on a 1:14.9 and a big spin. So we will get into the lobby. I will get a quick picture of points so we can have a rundown. So we have Glock in the lead on 310, Nelly in second on 228, Sophie in third on 189, then Surge P4 on 153, Dr. Special Energy P5 on 139, Officer Doofy P6 on 132, Matoman P7 on 107, Mad G P8 on 106, Lee Nell P9 on 97. Let me just make sure I get in the lobby first. Jelly Hayes P10 on 89, Gingerbush P11 on 77, Yusuf P12 on 59, Mitch P13 on 45, Pepper P14 on 43, SBW P15 on 40, and C Pasley 16 on 34. Our constructors, Haas out in the lead by a big margin of 116 points. I think that is a Constructors title pretty much 4 races to go. It could change, but it would take some really, really big incidents for the Haas team for that to slip away from. Alfa Romeo on P2 and 301, Red Bull P3 on 298, so fight very much alive for second in the Constructors between Alfa and Red Bull. That's one to watch. Ferrari also in there as well, they're in P4 and 277, Racing Point 250 and P5. P6 is Mercedes on 248, P7 McLaren on 214, P8 for Williams on 202, P9 for Renault on 186, and AlphaTauri in P10 on 123. So I am unsure of that Glock the Mysterious Guy. I'm looking for a new name. I am looking. I did get the name actually earlier. I watched a clip of him racing a couple of years back on an older game.
Oh, that helps.
And now I don't remember. Maybe I'm deliberately not remembering just to keep Glock in suspense.
Just keep that suspense out there. It makes it a lot more interesting. It looks like Glock's a bit
He's dubious. Oh, I better go to spectate.
Yeah.
I certainly do not want to be racing this evening.
So
that narrows it down. Yes, I've been racing for a few years as well, so probably about 100,000 drivers, maybe.
Yeah.
Just a small market to pick from. Shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, we got the points game at the moment is. So at the moment, there's a few possibilities of this. So Glock had to outscore Nelly last week to become the champion, but now Nelly has to outscore Glock. So Glock's got 82 point gap, 65 point gap. Nelly has to narrow it down to keep the chance alive. So a 17 point pull over Glock is what Nelly needs to beat.
So pretty much if Glock finishes in front of Nelly, then it will be OTL crowning Glock their season 1 champion.
Yeah, he just needs to finish 4th or higher. I think if Nelly gets win driver of the day from both sides and fastest lap. If it's just a win for Nelly, Glock has to get P7.
Oh wait, is Mikey GTI in? He is, he got in this fine. Just want to make sure. Let's have some fun. Is Mad G in? Mad G looking, so let's have a run through of what happened at America, the United States of A, last week. We had a good fight out front between Glock and Mosman. Second stint, Glock kind of pushed that advantage on. A very good run for guys 1 stopping, choosing a hard tyre. And some interesting strategies. I think if I was right, it was Dr. Special Energy behind Surge or Nelly. For me, Dr. Special Energy looked a faster driver last week. He was just very conservative on ERS deployment. And I think if he used the ERS more, he would have been in a stronger position come the end of the race. So hopefully he's noticed that and maybe push on from that. I think Surge has been unfortunate in qualifying, not to be in the positions that he maybe should be with the pace he has in his car. So if he can get a qualifying result that it warrants his position on the grid, then maybe he can push for more by some of the unorthodox strategies that he's chose to use over the last few races.
Yeah,
Mitch for the win, no Mitch.
The points battle for 3rd in the championship is quite interesting as well. So
there's a call for a double podium from the brothers. Ooh. Sorry, Jensen, carry on.
No, don't worry. But yeah, points battle for 3rd is still not over as well. So you could watch that P3 in the championship possibly come down to.
So Nelly has the job of focusing on first and focusing on the drivers behind. Now, I think if there's a guy, he enjoys that. I think from the way we speak to him in podium chats and that, he thrives for that under pressure situation. So he's got to have eyes not only in front but as well as behind.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw in the USA as well, that is one thing that he's kept all season, and it's just out of penalties, being consistently out of penalties, and that's what has won in some early races at the start, and also some decent podiums all the way through the season. And he's just been a bit too unlucky at the end of races as well. Like, he got stuck behind Dr. Special Energy in the USA. He probably could have afforded to get by, but I don't know if he felt that cost him the win or not last week, but I bet he'll want to try and get something today.
So I see a mystery competitor appears not to have joined us. That is unfortunate. I think Glock will maybe find that a little unfortunate as well. He sounded in chat like he looked forward to a little revelling challenge.
I mean, he might stay up the penalties this time, so it might be good for him. But as Glock said, I'm pretty sure he's not doing the qualifyings.
That's right.
If he does do qualifying, that is just breaking that little promise that he said to give us in the USA.
I hear some egg. He's such a mystery, he's invisible. That is a good point, Glock. I don't know if you hear my co-commentator just egging on some digs
like
there.
Vanisher.
That's what we'll call him. We'll call him the Vanisher. Jensen's got the nail on the head right there. So let's get some details up on the screen. Bear with me 1 second, please, chat and Jensen.
Okay, so we're getting underway for the Spanish Grand Prix qualifying. So 3 more rounds to go of this season. It's been quite an exciting season. Glock seemed to be running away from it since round 3, and he's got a good chance this race. But I think he is starting at the back, so that's going to be a big challenge for him to get through the pack, and it's definitely an opportunity for everyone ahead. So we might hopefully see a new winner.
And just as I jump back in, it'll be interesting to see how some guys maybe cope being at the front. A position, controlling a race from P1. Because we all know, if you want to control a race, even if you feel you're maybe a little slower than the guys behind, it is easy to control a race when you're in front. That's how I feel anyway.
It's going to be interesting because it's a very, very easy track to pick up penalties.
Yes.
As Nino and I think that is SPW, or no, it's Officer Doofy. Both of those guys going through there, and Officer Doofy out. He's crashed out of turn 9. He's going very slowly through there as well.
So just got on board with McLaren to see exactly where he is.
He must have lost it out there.
Yeah, he has. He's carried too much speed.
Yeah,
Officer Doofy, that was unfortunate. So I think Mad G is one of our lead cars on a hot lap. He is coming through turn 3. Sector 1 time of 21.5. Looking not too bad on the medium compound.
Very good time for the medium compound, that.
Adam is a clown. Yeah, I think he'll feel like that himself. Using as much as the road as he dares there, but very nice. This is tricky corner.
You can validate it here and you can lose the back end very easy one. This is very hard to do flat out.
Very small lift, never goes off for all fully, but maybe do
So
Tibbs. Lee threw his banana at Adam. Oh, that's got a bit Mario Kart going on.
So coming to the final sector, and we'll get to another place where I thought it's quite easy to invalidate, and it's here, this exit curve. And if you
nice.
get
He took
right
as
out
much
onto
of that last chicane as he did.
Yeah.
I actually thought when he tried to attack that last inside curb that it was going to really unsettle the car, but the line was actually really nice. 15.4 for Nelly in the soft, compared to 69 for Maggi in the medium.
On the medium, if he goes to the medium, he could possibly improve that time, but
so let's see if we can find, I think, Pepper.
Oh
no, Glock is out on circuit.
So the McLaren of Mikey, he's coming through the final sector right now. He's going to come around the final corner.
Board. To the line he goes. It's going to be in the 15s. 15.9 for Mikey P2.
Yeah, just exactly a second ahead of Maggi. And here comes Glock through sector 1.
Pepper goes into P3, 16.4, our fastest runner of the medium tyre so far.
Yeah, SPW coming through as well. He's on outlap. Car behind him. Got the special energy.
Surge on circuit. He's just come into sector 3. So is Maggi going for another fast lap?
Yeah, Yusuf 40.8. So I think that's just another installation. That surge coming through the final sector. Maggi in the pits. So it's a decent middle sector in the 49s. Where you want to be there, and he's got 16.6.
Not too bad.
Second fastest on the mediums.
SPW coming, he's in the middle of sector 2.
Yeah,
we'll see where he splits. Oh yeah, I forgot about Glock. To the line he goes on, he's backed right off.
Backing right off, isn't he? Yeah.
He backs off
so
for 18.7.
That
Good luck,
would be
Glock.
a real... Okay,
Good luck.
now we need all the guys below him to retire, so he has to start on the softs. That'll be making it interesting.
Yeah. So SBW through the final sector. Oh, he smacks the curb there. He managed to keep the car in check though. Picks up the throttle nice.
Yeah, SBW, he's got really good pace.
Oh, and he backs out it as well.
You don't
so
want
guys,
the soft start,
not wanting to start on the softs, is it? So Surge, as he went for a second lap, now he's 6 seconds down, so I think that's maybe just an in-lap for Surge. So the first run's in is Nelly from Mikey, Pepper top 3, Surge P4, Special Energy 5, Maggi 6, Liam L 7, SPW 8, we've seen Glock and SPW and Glock, sorry, both backed off the laps. Yusuf, unsure of why that's so slow. That's definitely not his pace, so he's maybe had an incident and chose to come off the medium tyre.
Yeah, Mikey
Pedro and Jelly both still to run. And Officer Doofy in the wall because he's a tube.
You know, in the pits. I think Mikey probably be able to get a bit more time out of here, as he has done beforehand. So I expect Mikey and Nelly possibly fight for pole, unless Nelly is going to pull something absolutely crazy out of the bag. Quality.
Let me just send an invite to Boastman.
One, and he's lost it out of turn 8, and he's spun the car. He's just kept it. There's a Haas coming up on him, he's going to have to get out of the way. And it's Pepper on his outlap. Glock is retired.
So, that is just in the pits. It is. Turn 9 infamous with banana skins. Yep, it's, yes. Spain is ruthless. It is a really ruthless track. think everybody deems it the basic one, but I think it's one of the circuits where you are that comfortable with it, you start to take liberties, and it's a track, as soon as you take a liberty, it'll kill you. Like, it'll stick you in a wall. So, I think that's why. I think people know it so well, they choose to get over comfortable with it. You know, it's like meeting a girl and feeling over comfortable on the first date and asking to take her home. It's just probably something that's not a good call. I don't know if that analogy works well in the racetrack terms, but I'm going to go with it. Jensen, are you here?
Yes, I am.
He's being rude, chat.
I am not. You're just talking.
So rude. I was talking with you. Oh, somebody just improved. Was that Mad G? Did Mad G improved up to P3? Sorry, I missed that, guys.
Nelly's starting his lap now. Round 2 of flying laps. Nelly and into turn 1. It doesn't take much of turn 2 curb. So
Dr. Special Energy has went out in his second run to try and improve on the medium compound. He was a 10th down sector 1.
Very strange line up. Nelly going very wide. He's not taking the tighter line around that.
Oh, and Dr. Special Energy nearly drops the car. He committed to staying fully flat through the fast left. He's going to have surge here now. Oh, and that's going to give a big lump oversteer in the last sector. Half a tenth down. Oh, and that's going to cost Special Energy his lap. Surge's done his best. Nelly, I think he pulled off in the right place there.
10th up for Nelly.
Surge has got to think about his lap as well. So Nelly into the
very smooth
last few chicanes.
Zone yeah, and he's not going to take much curb there. Don't want to unsettle the car, and that was a very nice final sector. Improves by 3 tenths in the end.
15-2.
Goes up to 15-2. And Pepper's off. He looks like he might have lost it turn 9. As the Mercedes comes passing about that. So Surge 8 thousandths down in sector 1. He's invalidated.
See Pedro jump into P7 in his medium compound tyre. And a 17-0.
Yusuf is invalidated. That lap's gone for him. Jelly is invalidated. I think he's lost it in sector 1.
And Surge is invalidated too. Oh. So will guys try and go again, or do you think they would just come in and go for the last run?
I think they'll go again, and Surge is going for it again.
Because now if you mess up your last run, you need to start on a 2-lap old soft. That could be killer. So Surge looks as if he is going to be oh no, he's a 10th down sector 1. He looked very clean through the first couple of corners. And who's that behind? I think SPW maybe on a hot lap right behind as well here.
He's
so
only
we've got 2 guys on hot laps.
600 down in sector 1 on the mediums. That's a very good sector 1 from SPW. And I don't think Surge is going to get 2. No, and SPW's lost it, and he's on massive crash.
That was a huge crash.
Linell goes up to P2 as well with a 15.8.
Oh!
Surge is half a tenth up in sector 2. And he's low fuel.
Mark Webber mod.
And yet Surge is going to pit.
That was a big crash for SPW there.
If you're going for a second run, you're taking risks, starting with such an old tyre. And if you don't get improvement for your final run, that's it.
Yes, that is the thing.
Over.
Yes. So Pedro went on to the softs. I think he'll be feeling he can mix it in the top 5 here, Pedro, and that lap time 17.0, that was on a medium compound tyre.
Dr. Special Energy going into set 2.
Clock says his starting last strategy hasn't quite worked yet, nah. Nah.
So Jelly's just came out on track on the softs. He's P13 at the moment, and both him and Yusuf have to improve. Or one of them have to improve ahead of Glock. Or Glock will be starting on the soft tyres from P10 on the grid, which I bet is not what he wants.
No, for sure. Dr. Special Energy is in a fast lap here as he comes into the last game. Big snap oversteer through the entrance, but keeps it in check.
He's using all the curve on the exit as well. He's used that well. Dr.
To
Special
the
Energy.
lane he goes. P2. 15.7.
Good display of pace from Dr. Special Energy.
And would it be right in
Mikey
saying
is
that
out
this
on
could be
track.
Nelly's first pole of the season? No?
That? So I think Nelly took pole in Monaco, and I don't know about Austria. I think Glock took pole in Austria, but Nelly won that. So yeah, I actually don't know. I think Nelly has. I think he did take pole in Monaco. I may be wrong, but either way, he'd be happy if he keeps that pole looking that way at the moment, unless Jelly or any of the remaining guys from second down to 11th.
SPW says, Yusuf, please do a lap, I beg you.
Oh no.
So, SPW, I was actually thinking about that. I think even though you'll start in a fresh compound of tyre, surely, because you crashed.
Jelly.
Even though you're P9? No?
2.
I'm surely it's got to be a new medium because you smashed the mediums to bits. I would just assume you'd be on a fresh compound now. Could be wrong.
So Jelly's gonna, looks like he's going to get himself out of the bottom 3 there, and Yusuf coming out on track, he's proper pushing it. Jelly is, and it looks like he's going to complete the lap. He's not going to back off, he's going to go full send on this one. P2, Glock will have the free choice of tyres he needs.
Mudgy goes P3 and a 15.6, not far behind.
Yeah. Mikey 1/10 up in set to 1. He's shown to be a real threat as well. At times, Yusuf is the only person who could possibly change SPW's strategy here.
Yes, and that's interesting. We get some of our big hitters at the back, guys that we know have been strong pace and really good clean passers. SPW, Glock, Doofy, Surge. These guys obviously still some laps to run. So Mike is, he's in the last sector in his last final run, so
up. So I think Mikey might jump up a place, maybe 2, if he gets the final sector right, and
I think he's going to be close here.
Very good.
Oh, he got up
only
15.7. Oh, 2/100ths of a second off of getting himself onto that second row of the grid.
Yeah, he's improved though. It's up past Lino. Lino is in sector 1 though, going around again.
So let's see, who do we have? Maggi, I don't think he's going again. Jelly isn't going again. We've got Mikey not going again. Yep, so I think he is a lead driver. Oh, big snap oversteer, I've seen that. Oh.
Maggi's qualifying done. Jelly's qualifying done. Nelly is just started his lap, and he is up in his sector 1 by a 10th with a 21.0.
Oh, and Nelly's backed off his lap.
Lino's backed off as well. I think Lino's going for another run. He's backing off. Looks like he...
And Pedro's invalidated, so I think he'll try another run. Or will Pedro just go to start in the medium compound? I think Pedro's just going to start medium compound P9. No, he just clips the wall there and it resets him in the pit lane. So does Yusuf improve?
Pedro out. Yusuf's he's coming through the final sector. It's looking alright. It's actually looking very tidy. And I think he could possibly challenge P6. Games right here, P7. Not too bad.
Pepper 2 tenths up as he goes onto the
Nelly improves.
second DRS straight.
Nelly improves only
Pepper half a second up. So he's going into the 15s. Can he find another couple of 10s, maybe get himself up in amongst the top 4 here as he goes through the last couple of corners?
Yeah. Had some good pace in Japan where he debuted in OTL, and Nino is out of qualifying. I think he retired on track. Pepe looks like he's going to get P2.
He is going to improve, and he does. He goes P2.
He's so close to pole. Wow.
Dr. Special Energy, is he get any time left in the bank as he comes through the last corner, and that's going to pick up an invalidation. A 15.70 done anyway. I don't think he improved.
Glock's pole streak has been broken. He may have not took part in qualifying, but still broken by Nelly. Of all people.
So Nelly takes pole. Close session. Pepe 1/10 behind the P2, and then we have a cluster of drivers all within a couple of tenths. Jelly, Surge, Magi, Special Energy, Mikey, Lee Nell, all within 2 tenths. Then a gap back to Yusuf. Pedro, our only driver in the top 10 starting on the medium compound. He's probably going to lose a little at the start, but that strategy could prevail if he stays out of trouble.
Yeah. So
the iconic English commentary duo. The Scottish accent is fooling nobody. That stings, Mr. Rickles. Oh, I do not want to leave the session. So the guys are going a 5-minute break.
Yeah. So Nelly it's not a new pole sitter, of course. He took pole at the start in race of the season. So still only 2 different pole sitters this season. Still only 2 different race winners this season. Could Nelly keep that? I bet he probably would want to as well, to keep those championship hopes alive.
Adam is last. Yes, Officer Doofy has laughed because he has a plum sack and dropped it in qualifying.
Pedro got through on the mediums. Starts P10 on the medium tyre. Everyone else above him, soft tyres. And
just as you say his name, Mr. Rickles is in the chat saying he's away to put his makeup on in the break. Oh, and somebody's readied up. It's Mad G. Uh-oh. We've had a premature ready up. I'm unsure.
So, Mad G.
Adam dropped it in qualifying. There you go, Lee, just for you, mate. I even sung it, just to put a ring on it, you know. So, I think if the grid goes, we may just go. If the grid doesn't go, I'm unsure.
Yeah. So, it looks like everyone is still there. Yeah, everyone's got off the line, so I think
I'm assuming we will just go.
Yeah.
No break, straight in.
So tyres, hard tyres, SPW Glock, Officer Doofy mediums, Pedro mediums, everyone else softs.
So it's a soft medium or a soft medium hard 2-stop is the call from the game. Medium guys probably 1-stop it, medium to hard. It's a strat that does work.
Glock could possibly equal some of the lower guys on the softs at start, possibly start fighting his way through the soft when the softs die out. The fight at the front is really interesting here.
Yes, and drivers that we know qualify usually a little out of position, but the race pace is stronger. Dr. Special Energy, Mikey, Lee Nels usually get stronger race pace than quali pace, so there's some there's a dynamic in play that we've not really seen. Jelly as well, we know he's a driver that can get himself out in front and control a race from the front, so there is definitely things to watch as this race progresses for sure.
Yeah, that top 9 was only separated between 7 tenths in qualifying, so That's how close it is between these guys. So it's not going to be a very easy race for Nelly. I think with Pepper right behind him, only a 10th off him in quali. Jelly not far back as well.
I think
Surge,
Nelly's win
Maggi
becomes depending on how quickly Glock goes through the pack.
Yeah, and what strategy goes for as well, because the two, it's either a one stop or a two stop. One stop is a very, very grueling pain if you're starting in the softs. So there's a lot of good luck has to be wished these guys.
Good luck from Glock.
This.
Good luck, Glock. The back is unorthodox, yes. So we have some lights at some point. 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5 lights, and it's lights out and away we go. And I'm hoping we'll get a better view. I'm just going to go and bet Pepper seems to have got the better start out. The two in the front, he's going to be up on the inside of Nelly. Jelly Haze and Surge is going to be side by side. Maggi and the Lone Ranger in P5, Special Energy, Lee Nell and Mikey GTI, all three abreast going through turn 1. So Pepper takes the lead, it's Nelly P2, Surge P3.
Special Energy, he's been tagged and he's gone in the gravel as well, trying to spin round, and it's not what Special Energy wants is...
So the running order from there is Pepper from Nelly, Surge, Jelly, Mikey P5, Maggi just goes through there. I'll jump on board with that as Mikey goes through the inside, but Maggi's got the better drive on the outside line, and this is a really tricky corner now to go side by side. It's going to take a brave couple of drivers. Good racing between the two. Mikey even tries to leave the space on the inside, but here comes SPW.
Yusuf's lost it through turn 8 and he's gone the grass. He managed to hold it there. Look at the start there.
Officer Duffy, he's going to have two guys coming. Lee Nell tries to send one round the outside at the hairpin, and Glock is there hunting two. Pedro in his medium compound holding in. Glock in the hard compound tyres, so that is an interesting one.
He's struggling. SPW is shot right through. P6 at the moment. He's had the better start.
And he's on the hards.
SPW's one you don't want to count out of this race.
So is Nelly disconnected?
Nelly wait, what?
Has he disconnected? No, it's just in the silly stuff. Show me a ghosted car while the leaderboards have a fit.
For some reason he's down in P11.
Yeah, I think it's the usual timing glitch.
Yeah, there we go. I think it's rendering itself back. So Pepper is keeping this lead here. Nelly in P2. Small gap to Surge, Jelly, Mikey.
Oh, and Pedro's went on the grass. Oh, and Pedro's got wing damage early in the race.
Lino and Glock. Glock on the outside, Lino on the outside. Lino's going to back out of that. Glock's going to pass for P9. And now he's got to overtake SPW's teammate, Officer Doofy. And Officer Doofy's not going to take losing the position very handily here. He's not going to let him through that easily, I reckon.
No, definitely not. So Pedro is shown 2 tenths behind Yusuf. I don't think that's the gap somehow.
Jelly in the pits. Jelly in the pits very early. So
is he going to try and one stop to the hards?
And as we look, I think he's repairing his wing. No, he's not. He is going for a 2-stop here. Medium tyre. So
would you probably say that is a medium to the end?
Yeah, I think he's sensing those tyres. He's not liking those tyres. I reckon he's going to the mediums. He's in clear air. As he was behind Surge by the time he did pit, so he could possibly undercut. It could trigger a load of early stops. At the moment, SPW and P5 catching Mikey for P4.
We have Glock over the back of Officer Duffy to go through the fast right-hander. Is this going to be a place to make a move? See, the thing is now Glock's got a bit of a stalemate because Officer Duffy also has DRS.
Yeah, and much better tyres as well. Look at Glock all over the back of him, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Officer Doofy's going to have to get that DRS to help his defence on Glock.
I think Glock goes through this lap though. Unfortunately, he's just at the moment looking the much faster guy. Oh, I thought that was a time penalty Glock picked up there.
Yeah, Glock didn't have the better run as well. Glock's might have
But
to wait
Duffy's
another
lost DRS, so I think Duffy is a
Glock.
bit of a second duck. He's trying not to make it easy for Glock. He is deploying all the way to the line. He's going to try and hold his line round the outside.
And
Glock
goes through though.
not made easy, but through he goes. Good defensive driving there from Officer Duffy.
So Glock getting closer to his main rival in this race, SPW, who's running P5 and he's in the DRS of Mikey here, and those tyres are going to go off very soon for the soft guys. So
in the Pedro situation, Jensen, P12, wing damage, medium tyre, the longer you stay out, the more time it's going to cost. Would you just come in and probably go for the hards? Or go medium soft?
It's a very tricky one. I'd say go for the 2-stop if you can. Try and do another set of mediums onto the hards afterwards. And that should really cover it off. SPW's got a penalty. It's a 3-second penalty already. And Man G got a very bad run. Blocks all over the back of him.
Here comes Mikey on surge to the inside down the main straight, and Mikey making gains now out into the podium positions, up 4 places so far.
Yeah, Glock's on 20% energy, SPW 30%, Manchi 50%, so it's going to be tricky for Glock. So he's used quite a bit of energy there, Surge keeping the energy there. As the two leaders have got a decent amount, 50% for Nelly, 70% for Pepper. Pepper are in a really good race of controlling the pace here.
So we have a bit of a queue forming from... Well, there's a queue of Mikey, Surge, SPW, Magi and Glock all starting to catch Nelly.
Yeah, Nelly's starting to struggle a bit there. I don't know if he did 2 runs in the final thing. I don't know about his tyres really. So it could be...
Mikey is now in DRS range of Nelly, I think. No, not quite.
No, he's not. So he's just lost out DRS to Mikey.
Pepper is boxed.
Here comes SPW. SPW's coming far back.
Is he going to send one on the inside? Oh, it's a big move. Surge closes the door.
Yeah, he backed out at the right time there, SPW. Or that would have ended in disaster for SPW. So the soft stuff when he started to go off. It's lap 6 here in Spain, and Mikey's all over the back of Nelly as Pepper's actually pitted.
Yes, he boxed that lap. Yes, but we do it to each other all the time.
Yeah. So Jelly's only got a 3-second gap. So Jelly might he might jump Surge in the pit stop game here, unless Nelly goes for this 1-stop. No, these top 3 go for the 1-stop or something.
Which Nelly can do. We know he's a driver that can pull the distance in the tyre. It's just how much time does it cost you at a track like Spain?
Yeah, Glock over the back of Magi. This little train here.
Magi box sees that releases Glock and this hard compound, so
SPW has to get through.
As it stands, the 2 pace setters is Glock and Surge, and there goes SPW through. Mikey tried on Nelly, but he defended well.
Yeah, so Glock has to get past Surge now. I think Surge will be pitting in the next lap or 2 onto either hard or medium tyre, even softs if he's trying anything like that. And Glock is over the back of him through this sector 2. And wasn't a good
he's
run
got
for
a
Surge
much better run.
Yeah, there goes Glock. Sends up inside. And Surge keeping around the outside, but he's going to have to concede position there to Glock.
So Glock is flying. Glock and SPW look on, but they look like absolute steam trains at the moment. Yeah, they are absolutely flying.
Mikey stays out. Mikey stay out, and I think you be.
Nelly was taking a cone with him into the pits there. I hope he didn't pick up damage.
Yeah, hard tyres.
So Mikey now in the lead, and he got a bit of DRS in that main straight for good measure, just to help the cause a little and keep the gap to SPW, maybe just for that one extra lap.
Yeah, so Nelly on the hard tyres then, that says it all ready for the strategy. He's going to go for the one stop at the end of the race. And Pepper on the two stop, he's on the mediums, he could really wring out those tyres. Now, and he has to, because Glock and SPW will be going on a set of mediums at the end as well. So then,
interesting. Yeah. Coming up to lap 10, as I was saying, SPW and Glock definitely look the two strongest. Glock out of the two, but they took, especially at the start, SPW was amazing the first couple of laps in the hard compound tyres. He got better gains than Glock even did. Whether Glock was just choosing to be a bit conservative as Mikey drops into the pits to release. Now this is the interesting point. How much do these guys piggyback each other? And
I don't know, but Glock's going for absolutely
SPW
everything.
shows intent to defend there, so Glock knows now that SPW will not give this up without a fight. SPW knows he's faster, but he is a man that...
Yes, SPW is being one. It's a very, very tricky guy to pass, because he never gives up the place, which it just makes the racing so interesting. That, and Glock's just all over the back of him at the moment. But let's see what SPW does on his next few laps. These two are fighting for the lead basically at the moment.
I would agree.
And Glock's going to late brake. SPW taking the defensive line. SPW is going to give no room. Glock gets a penalty, and SPW gets back pass. And
I think that was pretty fair.
Yeah,
I think that was pretty fair.
Racing from both of them there. SPW holding the line, but it's a poor exit for SPW. No DRS this time. Glock.
I think this will be it this time. So SPW maybe just tried to hold it for one last lap. He knew the inevitable was coming, so maybe just tried to buy himself some more time. Now SPW probably wants to just stay with Glock.
Yeah.
No, Glock will probably have more race pace, but if he can stay with him, keep the DRS where you can get it, that only aids his race.
Easier said than done.
Unfortunate Glock gets a penalty there, but then as I say, you used up 2 warnings prior. It's unfortunate, yes, during racing you picked up the penalty, but unless you get a straight warning, a straight penalty, then maybe that's a little different. That would be bullshit.
So strategies at the moment, 3 guys on the softs are pitted for the hard tyre, and that is the 2 brothers, Nelly and Serge, and Lino also, who's been out on them.
Look at
2 laps.
Jelly and Nelly. Was Jelly in front of Nelly or behind?
He was in front.
So Nelly, I think, has got through.
Yeah, Jelly on a 2-stop here, so you don't want to stick behind there too long.
Officer Duffy doing wonders for his race as well, not really being caught.
Yeah.
By Pepper.
Glock was just setting the pace there, an 18-1, the fastest lap of the race, and he's stretched the lead to 2 seconds that lap. Pepper extending the gap over Nelly, just about. Jelly getting closer and closer. Mad G not far back as well. Mad G's really in a good position here. That
so our gaps have plateaued massively, unfortunately. Dr. Special
That
Engine
early
Lee
stop
Nell.
from
Sorry,
Mad-
on you go.
Yeah. That early stop from Mad G has actually jumped him 2 places out of Mikey and Serge.
Oh, that's a good point. I never seen that. Yes, he's P7 now. Very good
really
spot,
made good
gents.
use of that.
Yes.
But he's only jumped 1 net position. As Serge is on the 1 stop. But still, it worked from Mad G, and he's up to 7th at the moment.
So every day, kind of over the 1 second mark, we have a train from Nelly, then Jelly, then Maggie, then Mikey. They're all kind of threatening to get inside each other's DRS, but not quite doing it.
Yeah, they're very close. Jelly looks the closest now. Jelly's got a lot more deployment than Nelly, and he's going to be using it down the straight. And I think Jelly's got a bit less wing. No, Nelly's got a bit less downforce than Jelly, because even without overtake there, and Jelly was the only guy using overtake down the straight, and when he went off it, straight away the gap started increasing again. So, and
Dr. Special Engine picks up a penalty.
Yeah, he's struggled a bit this race. He's in P12, behind Lino. Gaps, they have stretched a bit between everyone, but the gaps look quite smaller than what they have been in the last few races.
Officer Duffy doing pretty well in P3s. You think he's pretty much using his deployment on the main straight and then saving the rest of it up on the lap.
Pedro down at P13 at the moment. He's on new mediums. That's a very difficult one. Is he going to try and go to the end? No, not try and go to the end, go to a set of softs.
He's probably one of the most unlucky lap 1 drivers I've ever known. There's very little races I see him, there's very little races I see him not coming out of lap 1 with some form of damage.
And Nino and Dr. Special Energy battling out for P11. I think Special Energy got past that lap. And once again, like I said in the USA, penalties could come into account because safety cars always in the air.
Yes.
Especially at a track where the back end, when you want to optimize, is set up the back end so loose as well. So turn 9, turn 8.
Also Duffy in.
And such. Yeah, and also Duffy is in. And he really slowed down for that speed limiter a bit too early, and he
probably cost himself a good second though.
Nino spun it. He hasn't got damage. And you will have to carry on. Is he in P12 at the moment? And Officer Doofy's going to drop down to looks like P10 or P9. Is he going to keep ahead of Yusuf into turn 1? Yusuf darts around the outside and gets past. And so does Dr. Special Energy as well, so that's 2 positions lost there for Officer Doofy. He could have possibly only lost 1, he could have possibly kept that, but the move from Yusuf really put him off that line that he wanted.
In Spain is definitely a track, once there's 3 or 4 cars in a train, you tend to get a little stuck.
So Nelly is just finished his 5th lap, I think, or his 6th lap on the hards. Third finished his 5th lap, so they look like they should be good to the end on those hards. I'd say so. Otl Dukey's definitely good to the end. You can push those as much as you want. You probably want to as well to get through these guys. Now gets a penalty, and yeah, we're almost at halfway distance this race.
Yes. It's been a quiet one for OTL's usual, but Spain does do that sometimes, unfortunately.
Well,
it's not like the guys aren't trying to race either. Of course they want to be overtaken as much as possible.
So we got 18 laps left this race. Anything could still happen. Pepper in P3 at the moment, and he's looking solid for a possible podium here if he makes this final stint work. But at the moment, doing well on the mediums, sat in P3.
So Glock's 7 seconds ahead of SPW. These guys will probably be coming in for the pit round about lap 18 to 20, I would think. Maybe even sooner. I wouldn't think sooner. Maybe even later than 20.
So all the guys with penalties, they all got 3 seconds at the moment. It's a yellow flag in sector 2, is that?
Would you like to see, Michael? There you go, sir. So we have Glock on a Glock and SPW both in 16 lap old hards. Pepper on 9 lap mediums, Nelly 7 lap hards. Jelly 12 lap mediums, Mad G 8 lap mediums, Mikey 6 lap mediums, Surge 6 lap hards. Special Energy.
Chris.
Sorry.
But got Special Energy and Yusuf and Adam, all 3 of them together, they're going to probably light some fireworks down this straight. Yusuf, he's proper going for it on the overtake here. Special Energy is not using any. Otl Dukey's right behind him as well. Yusuf into turn 1. He's going to cut back, and Dr. Special Energy cutting off the line there. Adam tried looking for that, but he couldn't get through. It's a good little scrap there, and Pepper getting his first penalty in the race as well.
That's what Adam wants to do as well, just keep yourself clean. If you can stay away from penalties, guys will accumulate more as the race goes on. So,
but I bet he also wants to get through as well. These guys.
As I see Pedro now really starting to gain on Linel. Linel after he spun had about a 9-second advantage. Now Pedro within 6.8. Good driving by the doctor, yes.
And the carcass is just burning hot, literally. There's no way you can cool that down unless you pit again.
So can Doofy stay close enough? He definitely looks a lot closer to Dr. Special Energy to get something on this lap.
Yeah, he's a bit too far back.
Staying away from the toe. Adam seems to have quite a slow car in a straight line. It's only really once the car's up to the top end space.
Overheat the engine, you're going to be losing a bit of power down the straight. You don't want to overheat it too much. You want to. So I think he's just trying to stay in the clean air there, just to cool the car down. Of course, it's a pink Mercedes, so expect.
That's an auto box downshift, Mike, believe it or not.
It's a Pedro in the pits are hard tyres then. So
Oh, and also David gets his first penalty of the race.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be sat down now. I think he's going to go
And
for it.
now, Maggi, Jelly and Mikey all set for a scrap as well, so the battle's now starting to build. And again, Jelly and Mikey get really good drives out the last corner. Mikey left a little behind. Jelly not quite close enough that lap round to get a move done. Nelly in regards to Pepper. Oh, Pepper probably doesn't go to the end here.
Nah, he won't be going to the end of those tyres. He stopped on lap 6, I think. And Chris respects the first stops for Glock and SPW this lap. Because
good point.
on lap 19, they're the only two yet to stop. And I think Glock, he is definitely coming in. And he should be going on to the medium tyre to the end of the race. And so is SPW, he's also coming into the pits.
So, Pepper, will he choose to box with the leaders and try and chase them? No, he's going to go on.
So Pepe's going to take the race lead once
Nelly
again.
will go into P2 as well.
Yeah, so Nelly set to go to the end then. And then he's going to come out
Oh,
and
not
Glock
quite.
gets out ahead of him. But Glock's got a penalty. But he is on the fresh tyres, Glock is. So what's going to happen is Glock's teammate going to let him through? Or
Oh, good point.
Scrap it out.
Pepper in P1. The question I ask is, can Nelly sustain the speed till the end? SPW came out all the way in P7. That's interesting.
At the moment, Pass look on course to winning the Constructors' Championship as well today. They just need a 116 point gap, and I think is that.
So Pepper pits.
Yeah, Pepper in the pits. So at the moment, Haas have got exactly a 116 point gap. So they just have to equal the score of Alfa Romeo, and they only have one driver.
Sorry to cut in here, Jensen, but SPW is just about to make a move and surge 8 through. He goes DRS, main straight, easy as you like. Into turn 1 in the Fisher Compound medium tyre, and away he goes.
SPW running a decent race.
Yes.
Dropped back a bit when he got behind Glock, but the gap started to sort of fall out. I mean, it just started to just keep the same for a repeated amount of laps, so when he gets late into these tyres, he'll probably be able to match the pace. And Lionel gets another penalty, to the first driver to get more than one penalty this race.
Maggi and Jelly, let's go on board with that one as Maggi chases down Jelly. Both boxed this lap, so this is a clean fight to the end. I think our only drivers to stop will be Dr. Special Energy and Mikey.
What a lap from Glock there, 16.9 on the mediums.
He flying.
Yeah, and he's going to the end as well on those tyres, so Glock looking at the moment, he's on course.
So Mikey pits
again.
Even from the back.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody doubt that even from the back he could still win. But I think he's went about his business very subtly today, but methodically and very well.
Maggi making the move on Jelly. Maggi's done the move, and He's going to be in the 7th place, and yeah, it's been such.
Oh, so
easy
if he
race for
took
him,
his
isn't it?
eye or his hand off the steering there, just opened the car up and drifted out onto the grass. He needs to be careful of that.
Yeah, don't want to lose much more time there.
So Jelly and Mad G is our only gap that's closer. We've got Dr. Special Energy and Yusuf. We'll have a watch of this one as they come up to this next DRS one. Not quite close enough this time. Oh, very close to his gearbox there, but manages to keep the front wing out.
Yeah, Magi's got that gap now, I think, to Jelly. He hasn't got out of the DRS, but still. And Pedro, he's had such a. He's just been struggling all race, hasn't he? After that lap 1, losing his wing. He's on the hards now to the end, and lots just coming up on him. And Dr. Special Energy and Yusuf side by side through turn 3, and they're still side by side coming into turn 4. They're wheel banging slightly, and Yusuf trying to get around the outside, and I think is he gonna have it? No.
Dr. Special Energy holding on round the outside. They go and he retains. Whoa. Good
Dr.
racing.
Special Energy. Wow. That was a good little scrap from those two. Put on a bit of a show for us at least.
Yes.
Everyone's been spread about really, other than them two. And Jelly, he's trying to get onto Magi's real wing, but he's struggling on the traction zone there. Especially as he gets another penalty.
So the gaps are very plateaued. That is not good for the spectator's standpoint, but Yusuf maybe going to try and send one in Dr. Special Energy, not this time, so that battle will continue on. We'll just stay with this one.
Magi is in the gap for DRS on Officer Doofy. And Yusuf really staying with him there. Pedro's letting look through. Right. Oh, Dr. Special is you really wide there. Did this wheel on the gravel, but he hasn't done too much harm. And look at Magi. Magi's about to make a move on Officer Doofy. Looking 6. And Officer Doofy moving to the middle of the track. Magi moves ahead of Officer Doofy. 6. Really good move. He's been making a lot of progress this race. Really showing the pace.
It's unfortunate for Officer Doofy. That hard tyre just didn't seem to switch on for him.
He's been on them for a good 10 laps at the moment. Magi, he's just got onto those mediums, so it's quite an easy target. Officer Doofy was for Magi. Look under the fastest lap. Officer Doofy could stay in the DRS, possibly.
So Jelly lines up Officer Doofy, comes off the back straight. He has an ERS advantage to Fair's the DRS2 though, so it's not going to be a simple pass, and I don't quite think he's going to get close enough to get the move done this time
none
around.
Of them backed out of that there. None of them backed away from overtake mode. And look at all their energy deployment. Mikey is right there with no penalties, 70% of energy ready to use on his medium tyres as well, so he can possibly get them all here. Times the moves right.
Yeah, Mikey looking to get himself into that top 6. Let's look at positions gained. I know, Mike, that is another strange one, isn't it? Thought SPW would have caught Nelly up. And if Glock, excuse me chat, if Glock sees this out, he will be OTL Season 1 champion as it stands.
Yeah. I think it's a no-brainer coming to this one really. Even from the back, didn't need really much this race. You only need P4 to guarantee it. At least if Nelly did win the race with maximum points. So I bet he'll be happy to win it with the win as well.
Oh, for sure. From the position he started as well, poor Adam. It's been an unfortunate one, as I say, Mike. He looked really strong. The hard tyre just did not seem to work for him at all. Being on the softer compounds, it's a thing I tend to agree with as well. Being on the medium compound near the end of the race at Spain, the tyre just seems great. Maggi Yusuf getting penalties, so...
Yeah, Mikey, he's got the advantage on energy, but he's got a big disadvantage on fuel. He's got the yellow line as fuel on his telemetry, so that means he is estimated to run out of fuel before the end of the race, so he has to start saving. But first he's going to get past off to Doofy. Down
there
straight.
Goes Mikey. Ooh. So 5 to go.
Jelly
Positions to
well.
gain.
Jelly mirrors the move on Maggi, and Jelly is going to be unleashed in P6.
So what is the tyre difference between these guys? Jelly is a slightly older tyre, so yeah, close. SPW to Surge, I wonder what the penalty throw is there. Surge 3.5 behind the SPW.
Yeah, we just have to look at the warnings there. SPW just has to keep it on the track here. He's got 2 warnings after his penalty. Surge hasn't got a warning after his penalty. And I think Pepper's got another one, another penalty just now. So Jelly's going to move up to P5 then. At this rate.
So positions set to change. And the overtaking is not finished. Also got Dr. Special Energy and Yusuf and Lionel. Oh, and a big snap there for Mikey. That's going to cost him on the straight, so that probably lets go of that overtaking opportunity for this lap.
Surge
Let's go to the Lionel, Dr. Special Energy and Yusuf fight.
Yeah.
Only Lionel's in the pits. So Special Energy and Yusuf, but Dr. Special Energy has then been given DRS, so he'll be released on.
Battle for 6th isn't over yet. The SPW will be an interesting one here. His tyres are going to be getting much worse and worse by the lap, but looks like he should have this.
The only driver to get wing damage, Michael, unfortunately. No safety cars, no time, no VSCs, no nothing.
And SPW
so.
another penalty. That could be big for the podium spot here. Surge 4.5 seconds back. He needs to close in by another 1.5. Or wait for another penalty from SPW.
So make it on Mad G.
SPW
Not close enough this time either.
Yeah, this is big here. Mad G is getting close to Jelly again. And the amount of defending Jelly is having to do, he's wasting his energy defending here. He don't want to do that. And he's lost the gap to Pepper, meaning at the moment he's on course for 6th place instead of 5th. So let's go get.
Mad G just has one penalty, yeah.
So Glock, he's going to cross the line here. He's going to eliminate the chance of safety cars now, and he will be safe from anything like that. So all he has
So
to
the
do
fate is in his own hands.
Yeah. He's got a 14-second gap. He's got the fastest lap in his hands as well. So you don't have to push this. You can just cruise it. Pedro going a bit wide at the final corner then. He's not having a very good
Enough certificates,
run.
another time penalty.
Oh, that's not doing good. That's lost him position to Mad G.
Here comes Mad G. Oh, he gets close to small bar contact. I don't think that was deliberate.
Oh, Mikey's lost it. Mikey's gone up. He's gone a bit too deep there and he's lost that again.
Did Mad G get any damage? I don't think he did. Oh, Jelly gets a penalty.
He gets a penalty. So Mikey's in position for 6th here. If he holds on where he is and
fireworks at the end. It wouldn't be OTL without drama in the last 3 laps.
Dodge.
That is not the OTL way.
Slightly, So this is gonna be a big one for OTL. It's gonna be the first champion for OTL crowned today, and also constructors champions looking at the moment on set for Haas as well. Just had to make sure Alpha didn't outscore them and
nearly get a puncture. Oh, I think he should be pretty safe.
Yeah, he hasn't got a penalty at the moment, so he doesn't have to push the tyres.
So as Glock comes onto his last lap, there will be 1 to go for every driver on the circuit.
Yeah.
Enjoy the lap, take it easy, you're bringing home a championship, not just a race victory.
Yeah, it'll be his 11th in a row as well.
Mike and chat saying nearly get a puncture, has got me on the edge of my seat. A 24 lap old tyre, there is a very high chance.
It's Mikey, Mikey's lost it.
No, I don't think it was, I think it was Pedro.
No, it's Pedro. You saw that train of cars going through there, that. So
let's go on board with our to-be crowned OTL champion as he comes through
SPW
the middle of Sector 2.
SPW catching up Nelly here. Nelly's just to nurse the car home here for P2. SPW's all over the back of him now. Almost.
As Glock comes into Sector 3.
Yeah.
To take what would be 11 wins in a row and wrap up OTL's Season 1 Championship.
Yeah. So Glock and
there's a donut.
He's doing donuts.
He chooses to have a donut.
Yeah, he's doing a few donuts before the line here.
He's enjoying it.
So Glock
good bird's eye
big
view of it
celebration
as
there.
well.
He's going to cross the line, and Glock is
In the
Season
wall.
1 champion.
Nearly
And
a
he's
very
done it
well driven
absolute
P2.
style.
Absolutely hunted in the end by SPW,
Yeah.
but couldn't quite get home. A
Donald
very well
Tyson.
driven
Surge got a
P3.
puncture,
Surge has a
got
puncture. Pepper's
Surge,
chasing, is he going to get him on the line? So, no, Pepper's weaving, you don't want to be weaving the guy in front, he's got a puncture, 6/10s. No, Pepper.
That was
No, no weaving.
Mikey jumps up to P6. He
Jelly
holds
P7,
that one.
Maggi 8, Doofy P9. Dr. Special Energy will bring home P10.
That was a very
Yusuf
crazy
P11 and Lee Nell P12, Pedro P13. Oh, Pepe.
So,
How
Mike
did Surge get a
Nelly.
puncture with fresher? That's a good, I'm unsure.
There's a front left as well. I expected if anyone getting puncture, it would be me. It would be the rear tyres that would be giving way, but no.
Yes, so Glock and Haas are two Haas drivers of Glock
Yeah.
and Pepel. Very well done.
A double championship wrapped up in Spain.
3 races to go and 3 races to
2
enjoy.
races.
2?
There's only 2 now.
I thought there was 3 after tonight.
Spain, and
Oh, so let's get. Don't know if all the guys will come in for a chitty chat. Nelly, no Glock. Let's see if SPW comes. I'm unsure. I think is he off already? Is he away? I'm unsure. No, he's there. Let's even get the guys in for a chat. That was a good race. Yeah. A very big quiet spell. There was a spell of about 20 laps there, Jensen. Well, nothing really happened. And then in OTL fashion, everything happened in the last 7 laps. But Glock wraps up the title from what was P12 on the grid. Nearly with a solid driven P2. I think he knew it was going to be a big ask. Maybe Glock maybe getting in an incident or accumulation of penalties to try and take the one away. And SPW with a solid driven P3 from P11. Nelly.
Evening.
Good evening.
How is everyone?
Not probably. Oh, we are well. Probably not the result you were looking for. It was, I think, even Glock being at the back, it was always going to be a tough ask if he stayed out of incidents.
That strategy you was on, that was bloody good, you know. I thought I was going to take that into my other leagues.
Was that
start on the hard, you know?
Was that tense at the end for your hard tyre? I don't know if you know, but your brother got a puncture on the last lap.
Oh yeah, because I saw him cross the line and he had half a front wing. I was very confused on what was going on there. Yeah, I think I didn't get a puncture because I had a 6-second gap on SPW with about 5 laps to go. So I was going to push a bit more, but then he went from 3 seconds to 6 seconds of penalties. So I just thought I'll coast at home like I did in Abu Dhabi. So yeah, I did well. Because once the tyre hits 70%, it can blow up at any time.
Yeah.
And in practice earlier, I got it to 92% and it didn't blow up. So it just depends on temperature and everything. So
it probably depends how much load you put on. When it's worn so much.
So when I was going around the long left-hand corners, I was just lifting. So it was just it was all good.
Mike says in chat you sound like Alex Albon. I don't know if that's a good or a bad. Alex Albon with a lot more consistency, that's for sure.
I should give him some lessons.
Definitely, but still overall, championship is out the way as you probably know. But 2 races to keep the I think you've had a really strong season. Although maybe not the championship you were looking for, I think you couldn't do more than asked with Glock in the lobby, to be honest.
No, I think I've done. I think finishing second is, in general, as good as I could have done. In the championship as in general. That I did have a shaky middle part to the season, because after the first 2 rounds I was 50 points up on Glock. But I think I definitely could have done a better middle part of the season. But I think just overall pace would have got me in the end. But I'm really happy with the way the first Otl league's gone. It's a really fun league with all different sorts of drivers. So I'm glad to be a part of it, and I look forward to the last 2 races. Going flat out still, always.
Oh, and I think Serge has just messaged me there. He actually lost out on being on the podium, like you said, in the last chicane through his puncture.
He lost. I think there was a penalty. SPW had as well. He had another. So he had more penalties than Serge, and Serge.
Oh, the puncture sent him across the chicane, and he got another 3 seconds or something.
Yes, that is unfortunate. No therapy, Serge.
Arguing with him, so.
That's just trying to stretch the tyre, as Nelly said. Once you're beyond that 70% barrier, it's cross every limb in your body and hope for the best kind of moments.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it's just unlucky as well, because Nelly took the tyre 1 lap longer and didn't get a puncture, so I think you were just the one destined to have that unlucky moment today.
I think I need to watch it back, but I don't know if Serge was in more traffic than me, but when I came out, I overtook Jelly straight away, and then I just had clean air the whole rest of the race, so I could just nurse the tyres home. So I think that definitely helped as well.
Yeah, I think Serge was in quite a few battles in his travels,
Yeah,
so that's probably been the difference. So a driver of the day, Jensen.
Yeah,
I think it's your call.
I called USA.
Oh,
so,
you did?
Yeah.
So, Glock's won a championship, so he's out the equation. 2 drivers stand out to me. I think SPW, a good charge from the back, and a driver that was maybe not as high up as he would like to be, but I think he kept himself in the mix for the full race, and his head's been down for a few races, and that's Mad G. I think he put up a good fight in the mid-pack. So on that note, my driver of the day this week, not purely based on positions gained, but just the mental side of how he kept strong in the race, I'm going to give it to Mad G. So that is my driver of the day. So on that note, OTL will be back next Monday for a race with nothing on the line, so we hope for some fireworks. Guys getting their elbows out, and the channel will be back live on Friday for HOR. We shall see you then, guys.